Babe, we got to get your reaction to this live we were just watching with President Trump, Netanyahu, with a bunch of reporters asking questions about the economy. They were talking about tariffs. They were talking about the hostages. And with everything that you heard, I need your reaction to this.
Everything Trump says is bullshit. All of it. It's not even, you can't even, there's nothing there. He's not saying anything. Oh, this is huge and that's the best and you're the grandest and the greatest and the fucking, you're not saying anything.
He sure isn't.
He's never saying anything. And when he is saying something, it's somewhere between inaccurate and a flat out lie. She just had me sit here and listen to 20 fucking minutes of this that I'm never getting back from my life, and I didn't hear one tangible fucking piece of information.
All right, so go down the things that he...
What did he say? Everything he says is bullshit.
For everything on the tariffs. He was talking about the tariffs.
Well, everyone's taking advantage of us. Dude, look, yeah, if you spin the numbers, yeah, okay, but that's not real. Like that list that they put out of all those tariffs, in all the countries and how they were taking advantage of us or whatever. First of all, we are a consumer country. It's never going to be level. Do you know why? Because let's just take a place like he was talking about Vietnam. So let's talk about Vietnam because that's what the fuck he was talking about.
Okay.
Vietnam has some very nice cities that are very developed. But overall, Vietnam is kind of a poorer country. So you have a poorer country with a smaller population.
Mm-hmm.
How are we ever going to be on equal trade footing with them? You have a country that can't afford shit
mm-hmm.
and has less people. So how can we be on economic level footing? Because they're a production company. They make tons of textiles. They make tons of clothes. They make various textiles for carpets and fucking all sorts of clothing and seat interiors and stuff for fucking cars and shit.
Yeah.
And they make electronics and all sorts of things that get made in that country. So you have a country like us, we're a consumer country. And despite looking around and asking the average person, we are a wealthy country.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a country that's producing shit, and you have a wealthy country that is buying that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Inversely, you have a country that produces almost nothing, a la us, and you have a country who's somewhat poorer and smaller. How could that ever be equal? In what universe could you make that equal? You can't. And that chart did not take into account services. It was only goods.
Right.
So, you say, well, what do you mean services? Okay, digital services. Do you use Photoshop? Do you use Lightroom? Do you use any of Adobe's cloud services? That's a service. People all over the world use that. They didn't take that into account. Microsoft is a service-based company. Mm-hmm. Windows, Office, mm-hmm. server space, cloud storage. None of that got taken into account.
Right.
Amazon, web storage. AWS, Amazon Web Services, none of that got taken into account. Places all over the world use our services.
Yeah.
And they conveniently left all of that out of the information when they said how terrible everybody's treating us. So fucking no. It's all made up. It's all a bunch of bullshit. And if you need to know that it's bullshit, you can just look at what happened today.
Yes.
In a course of 10 minutes, someone said Trump was going to roll back the tariffs. The market shot up $3 trillion.
Yep.
And then he came out and went, no, I'm not doing that. And then it shot right back down.
Sure did.
Now, what do you think happened when it shot up? I got a pretty good idea what happened. A bunch of rich people sold their stocks when it shot up. The people that were inside and in the know and knew that he was blowing smoke and not actually going to roll those tariffs back. The market is being manipulated. It's a big club and you're not fucking in it. The people on the inside know what's going on. This is just another way to transfer wealth from the bottom to the top. And he's talking about these car companies and this and that.
What about the cell phones and stuff like that?
Anything. Well, China said they're going to stop selling us rare earth metals.
Oh.
So that means
I know, that's
semiconductors
scary.
and all these, and they're going to stop selling to countries that do business with us.
And they can shut off this app, they also said.
Well, they can, but they won't. So, but no, China and Japan and Korea said, we're going to go do our own thing. And the EU has basically said, we're going to go do our own thing. And Canada and Mexico basically said, we're going to go do our own thing. So where does that leave us? Well, out in the fucking cold.
Oh my God.
These countries are just gonna go on without us. Yeah, we're a big economy, and yeah, we move the needle, but if nobody's dealing with us, then it doesn't hurt anybody but us. So these countries are all just gonna go about their fucking business and get on with their lives. And he's talking about how other countries don't import our cars the way we import their cars. Yeah, because our cars fucking suck. Sorry. In comparison. Now,
I love mine.
American cars have come a long way.
I love my Ford.
Particularly, I will give Ford some credit. They are building much better cars than they used to. We've had a couple of them.
Ford Edge, the trucks.
She really likes them. I think they're much more stylish than they used to be. I think they're much more reliable than they used to be. But overall, if you set a Mercedes in front of me and you set a Chevy in front of me, I'm picking the fucking Mercedes every time. Now, obviously, there's a different cost there, but not really. Not anymore. Shit's so through the fucking roof now that you can get a base model Mercedes as the same price as an Impala or a Malibu.
Ooh, I can't even imagine the repairs right now for Mercedes and BMWs
No.
stuff.
Repairs are insane across the board.
No, I know now, but I'm talking about in the future. The parts and stuff.
But see, parts, but that's not even necessarily accurate either, because parts for American cars a lot of them are from fucking China or Mexico.
That's what I'm saying.
So even if you drive an American car, the parts ain't from fucking here.
But who's going to want to pay 50% more on those parts?
Right. And that's the other thing. I keep seeing these big brain fucking idiots go, well, you can buy used cars and blah, blah, blah. Guess what, guys? When the price of new shit goes up, the price of used shit goes up.
Right.
Because someone that has used shit goes, oh, well, fuck, my shit's worth more. It's just, that's simple. Like, okay, I'm a musician. I have musical equipment. A lot of that equipment is going to fall under tariffs. Guess what's already happened? The price of some of the stuff that I use and some of the gear has almost doubled. Guess what's happened on the used market? It's doubled too.
Yep.
So now you're paying new price for used shit.
I know, it's so crazy.
There is no way around this. The people are like, well, I don't own stock, so it doesn't affect me. The economy affects everything.
It affects everything.
So no, and I know I'm kind of off track here, but no, Trump's full of shit. Everything he says is bullshit. All he does is lie, and all he does is fucking blow hot air. There's nothing coming out of that guy's mouth of any fucking substance. The people that are making the actual decisions are behind the scenes. He's just a fat, bloated fucking idiot.